Welcome to Thursday's Thoughts. I think this is going to be a weekly installment. We'll see how it works out. What I'm going to do before each vlog on Thursdays, I'm going to do a topic. It's going to match the title, and then after the topic, the vlog for the day will continue. Let's get this started. Addiction. Yes, this is a very serious topic today. Normally I don't think I would cover something quite so heavy. One of those things where, why is this such a taboo topic? It is such a huge problem in the world, but especially, front and center for me in the United States. I personally have had some problems in my family with this, and it's probably one of the big reasons why I stopped vlogging for the last year. I kind of pulled away from the world and tried to figure out what to do with the situation. Today's addiction topic will be covering more about if you have a loved one, significant other, family member, friend that is dealing with substance abuse problems, how can you best go about supporting them, supporting yourself, and getting help. So plenty of times we just don't know what to do. We don't talk to people. We don't get the help we need because we think that just the person with the addiction needs the help. But unfortunately, addiction affects everybody. Personally, I lost my half-brother 7 years ago to suicide. And in the last few years, it's come to light that addiction was probably the cause of his suicide, or at least directly related to his suicide. Now my brother, who is about 4 years younger than me, has been dealing with some problems for a few years. I'm not going to go into serious details, but it's been interesting. Let me start this off with a few facts, just to kind of tell you how serious this problem is, and I don't understand why it's not discussed more often. This is facts for the United States, so for those outside of the US, bear with me for a second. There are more deaths and disabilities each year in the US from substance abuse than any other cause. 18 million Americans have an alcohol problem, where 5 to 6 million Americans have drug problems. So we're talking almost 10% of the US population has a problem with substance abuse. Half of all adults have a family history of alcoholism or problem drinking. So that means a good majority of people probably have dealt with addiction in some form in their family or in people that they know. But nobody talks about it. Last fact. Untreated addiction is more expensive than heart disease, diabetes, and cancer combined. So why do we not talk about this? That just seems a little odd. The number one tip I can give you if you have somebody in your family or a loved one that you know that has an addiction is to get help for yourself. Not for them, for you. I cannot stress it enough that you have zero control over what a person with an addiction will do. That is their decisions to make, not yours. And that is really hard for a lot of people to understand, where they feel like if I tell them this, they'll get better. If I tell them this, it'll wake them up and they'll stop using. If I help them through this little thing, then they'll be convinced to stop using. That's not how it works, unfortunately. So the sooner you can get yourself help, the sooner that the chaos that comes with addiction can start to feel a little better, at least for you. A couple ways to get help. There's something called Al-Anon or Nar-Anon. Nar-Anon and Al-Anon are for family and friends of substance abusers. It's a free group sessions. Usually they're at churches or something like that, but they're non-denominational. They use what is called a higher power rather than, say, God or something along those lines. They follow the 12-step program, and you can come and go as you like. There's some in every city. I'll put a link below that'll give you an option to find a session near you. Another option would be to go to a personal counselor or a therapist. Most often they're covered by insurance to some degree. I personally found a counselor in my area that has a designation, the highest designation in our state for addiction counseling. It's different in every state as to what that designation is, so you'll have to research in your area. You might say that this person is just for addicts, but no, they treat families, spouses, friends. They really, really, really know their stuff, and it helps. It helps you understand what is going on with the addiction itself by being with somebody who has a lot of experience with that. Another option for some folks is forums. There's a couple of online forums. One in particular I know very well that's very big, called Sober Recovery. I'll put a link below for that as well. Sometimes hearing similar stories or talking to folks that have a lot more experience with this, or just kind of something to read and understand that you're not alone can help a lot of people. So again, I'll have links below for all those options. Outside of the counselor, all those are free options for you. Second thing is, there's this term called terminal uniqueness. They use it towards addicts, and they also use it towards enablers or people associated with addicts. Thinking you or that person is different and not susceptible to the same rules of addiction, I guess you could say. So in my case, I think I looked at my brother and said, you know what, he's so intelligent. How did he let this happen? He started his own business. He's been independent since he was like 16. How is this happening to him? You know what? And so I kind of had that, well, if I just help him get through this piece, he'll get all better, you know, he'll have some drive. If he gets some work and he gets some money and he gets through this crash in the economy, he'll be able to pull himself up. It doesn't work that way. Terminal uniqueness as applied to a person looking at an addict is where you think that person is different than everybody else. Unfortunately, most people don't get clean without going through some sort of recovery process. An addict who thinks that they're terminally unique is usually somebody who is like, I don't need rehab, I don't need counseling, I don't need help, I can do this on my own. It's just because of stress. It's just because that doctor prescribed too many things to me. You know, unfortunately, it just doesn't work that way. And if they're not ready, they're not ready. My third tip, and this is my last one, is setting boundaries. If you go to get help, probably one of the first things you're going to hear is something called setting boundaries. These are ways to protect yourself, your family, your finances, whatever that might be, from the side effects of addiction. Let's say it could be setting a boundary that if an addict is not in recovery, they're not allowed in your home. It could be that you will not loan money to them. It could be something along those lines. But a boundary is a way to protect yourself on multiple levels, especially emotionally, when you're dealing with the chaos that addiction brings. So, 3 things. Get help. Don't fall into the terminal uniqueness pitfall. And set some boundaries to protect yourself early. So that's about all I want to cover today when it comes to addiction and somebody you know that may be dealing with addiction. Just remember that you cannot control them. You can only control yourself. So get yourself some help. You can talk about helping them at some point, but get help for yourself first. This is the first time I've done a topic like this, so hopefully in the future it can be a little bit more organized and less dog squeaky toy in the background. Hopefully this was helpful for anybody dealing with somebody with an addiction problem. Again, there'll be some links down below if you would like to follow up on any of these resources. And let's get on with today's vlog. Thanks for joining me. Good morning. So how did you like my little topic? Sorry, it was a little serious today. Just something I really had to get off my chest. Probably the primary reason I stopped vlogging last year was because I was super stressed and I didn't know what to do and I wasn't handling the situation very well. So I felt like bringing it out in the open kind of helps. There's a lot of people that deal with these issues or that will deal with them at some point. Sorry for the seriousness. Let's get on with the day. We're taking the husband out to lunch. He's going to be taking off a lot in the next month, so I'm gonna spend some time with him while I can. Mia, we're going outside. Are you all done the fort? Good. Reese, we're going to go socialize you. Don't look so excited. Let's go for a walk, and then we're gonna go visit a store. Come on. Oh, the fun of my life. Socializing a dog. You ready? Okay. At the local pet store doing some work. And they have these 2 cats that live in here. What are you doing, Hobbs? Hi. Are you sleeping in the stuffed toys? It's a rough life. Is this what you're gonna do all day? You lazy bum. What, you want the rest of your breakfast you wouldn't eat this morning? This little thing. Useless. Useless. me kisses. Thank you. My filming setup today. My helper. Hi. I was trying to film today's vlog. What were you doing? You were picking on Dexter. Squeaking toys. What are you, bored? Okay, okay. Let's go play, come on. Come here, Squeaky. Raw. Give. Give. Good. Cat chicken prep. Be good. All right, here we go. All right, 4 chickens processed. Cut up for the cats, wings for the humans, and some extra chicken backs for either stock or maybe the dog later. Ta-da! Took about 45 minutes. 45 minutes, and this should last us about 2 months. Granted, we have a lot of other stuff we feed, but this will be fed every couple of days, so this will last 2 months. Dexter, do you want to rock out with me? You ready? Here we go. You all don't care. You're no fun.